Welcome to Global Shift, where we track the global transition away from the neoliberal world disorder towards a new emerging planetary order and help to unpack and make sense of the latest news and geopolitical events. This is a brief announcement to say that 2 articles have been posted on the Global Shift website, one on the 21st of March and one today on the 24th. The first article is quite long and sets out the choices that are being presented to us as global citizens by the empire as it embroils itself in the current fateful and bloody conflict in Gaza in order to establish what exactly, in competition supposedly with what China is offering. The contrast is made between the empire's Biden corridor and the multipolar BRICS Come Belt and Road initiative that China has developed. And it is within that context that Saudi Arabia's decision to decouple, as it were, from empire was taken by launching a development plan with China's help, making the yuan real currency swap facilities, which have been often talked about with China, and joining the BRICS. These moves by Saudi Arabia related to its so-called Vision 2030 development plan are discussed in terms of the need for it to meet a climate threat which, for any Gulf country or Gulf oil producer, is as near-term and as existential as can possibly be imagined. Before the article gets to that final part, current events in Gaza are discussed in view of the fact that the United States and the United Kingdom both suddenly came up with the idea of the two-state solution. The question is why they did this, given that they had helped Israel bury the idea some time ago. The reason why it transpires has to do with Saudi Arabia and its climate crisis related development plan. And the inability of the United States ultimately to convince Israel to take up the idea of a Palestinian state in exchange for diplomatic relations with Saudi Arabia will become quite terminal for empire. It will pose quite a fundamental sticking point for the future. The symbiotic relationship of neoconservatism and Zionism that became the driving force of empire after the fall of the Soviet Union is also analysed in the article, and this is done in order to provide a background to understand the power of the Israel lobby, which is the fundamental reason for the inability of the United States to control its own foreign policy, and thus the reason for the current intractable crisis. But a new movement is in the making in the United States that aims to undo the influence of the Israel lobby, and this is also discussed. The second article is brief, and it's a summary of where I think we stand today. Where we stand today as the Gazan spirit spreads across a fast changing world. Please send any comments and questions on the issues contained in any article on the website to info@globalshift.com. We'd love to hear from you and discuss these issues. Thank you for listening.